Do you ever wish you had a time machine? There's a fascination in the world about a time machine. There's this idea that, oh, if only I could go into the future. If I could go into the future and just see that everything works out fine, then I will have peace. Or perhaps you're like, oh, if I could just go back into the past and change a decision I made and say the thing that I should have said, or maybe don't say the thing that I said, then I'll feel better today. This fascination that if we had this time machine, it will make us feel at peace in the present, because we will know what is happening in our tomorrow and we'll be able to make changes in our yesterday. But I don't think that is necessarily true. And in fact, we do have someone in our lives that is of far more value than a time machine, that gives us assurance that tomorrow will be fine and that we don't have to carry the burden of yesterday. And we find this revelation in Joshua 1:9, where God speaks into the life of Joshua. Those words are not just for Joshua, they are for everyone that God does life with. He says to him, "Do not be afraid or discouraged, for I am with you wherever you go." You see, we're usually afraid about things that may or may not happen in the future. And we're usually discouraged about things that have happened, things that we've seen, expectations that weren't quite what we wanted, and we feel down and in a dark place about that. And it's like God is saying to us through his words to Joshua, do not carry the burdens of what may or may not happen in the future, or what has or has not happened in the past, because I am with you. Why is the presence of God a place of peace for us? Well, it is because wherever God is present, God is active. God is never idle. He's always active. He's always at work. And every work that God does is good. So when God is with us, he is doing a good work. And God was present in our yesterday when the expectations were not quite what we wanted. When things didn't look so great. God was at work there in our yesterday. And we know that with God, what could appear at the time as a failure, he can still turn it into a success story. We know that with God, he makes beauty from ashes. And so if God is at work, we can have peace, regardless of what yesterday looked like, because God was with us in yesterday. We can have peace regardless of what today looks like, because God is with us in today. And we can have peace for tomorrow because God will be there as well with us. And wherever he is doing a good work. Yes, yesterday may not have met our expectation, but because God was present, we can have peace. We can have peace because God is going to be in tomorrow as well. And so the invitation in the moments when we find ourselves feeling discouraged, or when we find ourselves feeling afraid, is to come alive, to find a space that helps us to come alive to the truth that God is with us. To create that space, to go and sing that song of worship, to go and sit in the scriptures, to go and listen to God's word being spoken, to come to a place of prayer, to find the spaces where we come alive to God's presence with us. We don't need a time machine. We have someone much more reliable, much more powerful. So do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. In yesterday, in today, in tomorrow. and forevermore.